Have you ever tried to give an AI a really big, complex task, only to get back something that's, well, kind of a mess? If you've nodded yes, you're in the right place. We're going to talk about a technique called prompt chaining, and trust me, it's going to completely change how you handle those big projects with AI.
So, here's the game plan. First, we'll break down what prompt chaining actually is. Then, I'll walk you through a super simple 4-step process you can start using like today. We'll see it in action with a couple of practical examples, and then we'll wrap up with some essential tips and takeaways so you can really master this. All right, let's dive right in. First things first, we gotta understand the core idea here. What in the world is prompt chaining, and why is it such a game changer for getting really high-quality work out of an AI?
I mean, we've all been there, right? You need to put together a big report, plan out an entire workshop, or create a really detailed project plan. So you write this massive, everything but the kitchen sink prompt, and the AI just kind of freezes up or gives you something totally generic. That's the exact problem we're about to solve.
So what's the secret? It's prompt chaining. All it means is that instead of one giant request, you break it down into a series of smaller, connected prompts. And here's the magic part. The output from step 1 becomes the input for step 2. Think of it like building with Legos. Each piece clicks perfectly into the one before it. That focus is what gives you results that are way more accurate, creative, and just better.
And what's really cool about this is that it's not some weird computer science trick. It's actually how we work on big projects. We brainstorm a bunch of ideas, pick the best one, sketch out an outline, and then we start writing. Prompt chaining just gets the AI to work with us in that same natural step-by-step way.
Okay, so we've got the theory down. Now let's make this super practical. I'm going to give you a straightforward 4-step blueprint that you can use for pretty much any complex task you can think of.
Here it is. It's really just 4 steps. First, you just identify the key stages of your project. Think big picture. Brainstorm, outline, draft, refine. Simple. Second, you write a really focused prompt for just that first stage. Third, and this is so important, you review what the AI gives you, you edit it, you make it better, and then you paste that improved output into your next prompt. And finally, you just keep that loop going until, boom, your project is done.
Theory is great and all, but let's be honest. The best way to learn this stuff is to actually see it work. So let's put that 4-step process to the test right now. We'll run through 2 totally different examples so you can see just how this looks in the real world.
Let's start with the classic, writing a blog post from a blank page. If you try to do this with one prompt, you're almost guaranteed to get a pretty boring generic article. But with chaining, we can build something awesome one piece at a time.
Okay, stage 1, ideation. The prompt is laser-focused. See, we're not asking for the article yet. We just want 10 possible ideas. This gives us a ton of creative options to choose from before we commit to a single direction.
And now stage 2, selection. This is where the chaining really happens. We literally take the output from that last step, our list of 10 ideas, and we paste it right into a new prompt. We're asking the AI to switch hats and become our editor, helping us figure out which of our own ideas is the strongest. Once we've got our winning idea, we move to stage 3, outlining. We feed that one single idea into the next prompt and ask for a detailed structure. From here, it would be so easy to have a stage 4 where you say, okay, now write the article based on this exact outline. See how each step is small, manageable, and builds right on top of the last one? It's powerful stuff. All right, let's try a completely different type of project, just to show how flexible this technique is. This time, let's say we need to plan a 2-hour workshop. The logic is exactly the same. In stage 1, we define the what. What are people going to learn? In stage 2, we figure out the how. What interactive activities will help them learn it? And in stage 3, we plan the when, asking the AI to build a timeline that pulls it all together. It's that logical flow that makes this work so well for, well, just about anything. So now that you've seen the process in action, let's talk about how to make sure you get it right every single time. We'll go over a few common mistakes people make and the simple fixes that will make your prompt chains incredibly effective. The number one mistake, without a doubt, is trying to do everything at once. That one giant prompt, it's just confusing for the AI, and it hardly ever gives you what you're actually looking for. The fix is so simple. Just embrace the chain. Break it down into smaller, single-purpose prompts. Okay, this one is huge. Do not just blindly copy and paste the output from one step into the next. You are the director of this process. You have to review each output, make some tweaks, cut things, add things. Your human touch is what makes the change so ridiculously powerful.
And look, you don't need a 10-step chain for writing an email. For most tasks, writing an article, planning a meeting, whatever, 3 or 4 stages is the sweet spot. You can always add more steps if you need to, but seriously, start simple. So if there's one big idea to take away from all of this, it's this. Prompt chaining fundamentally changes how you work with AI. It stops being this kind of magic black box that you hope spits out the right answer. Instead, it becomes a true collaborator, working alongside you through a logical process, one step at a time. All right, now it's your turn to give this a shot. Think about an important email you have to write soon. What would a 3-step chain look like for that? Maybe it's brainstorm key bullet points, draft the email, and then refine the tone to be more persuasive. Or what about a new skill you want to learn? How could you plan that out with a 4-step chain?
When you start breaking those big, intimidating goals into small, manageable steps, you realize that no project is too big. You now have the blueprint to turn any complex challenge into a structured, achievable workflow. So the only question left is, what complex project are you going to conquer first?